Hello, Josh.
Hello, how's it going?
Oh, it's going lovely. Do you have any idea what my plan for you is today?
None whatsoever.
Awesome. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Franz and me have been doing this video series called Melody or Malady.
God,
It's
Franz is fat.
he's lost like 60 pounds.
Yeah, I know. He's actually kind of skinny now.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
proud of him.
it's weird. But anyway, so we've been
He's still
doing
fat at heart, though.
yeah,
I'll give him
at
that.
heart he's still has way too high cholesterol.
Yeah.
But so we've been doing this for like, a month now. We've done 13 episodes. And we were going to do one more before I went on vacation, but he left on vacation early and he's backpacking through all of Vermont with his brother.
Oh,
So,
so he's just homeless again?
yeah, so he's
Yeah.
homeless once more. So I was like, well, we were supposed to do this. He's like, sorry, man. My brother said we were leaving today. And I was like, well, fuck. Okay, well, whatever. That's fine. So instead, I said, you know what? Who would be good at this? Josh. Josh would be great at this.
I
But
appreciate that.
because this is me and Franz's thing, I decided that we're just going to do a bonus episode. And it's going to be a band I've heard before that I don't think I've ever really shown you.
Okay.
It's Tool. Have you ever listened to Tool before?
A little bit, but not enough to recognize any of their music.
Okay, so Tool is my favorite band of all time. By
Okay.
far. It's not even close.
Mhm.
I'm not going to explain anything about them. Because if I did, I wouldn't stop talking for about 10 fucking years. But I'm not going to explain anything about them. I just want you to know that they are the greatest band of all time.
All right.
And I picked out 10 songs. Okay, so normally what we do is like, say our last video, because Franz picks, then I pick, Franz picks, and I pick. So last video we did Sergio Simpson. So Franz has heard 2 Sergio Simpson songs before we did that. I heard like 4 or 5. And what we do is we go through all of like his albums and we pick out 10 just random fucking songs that aren't singles or like their most popular or whatever. Just pick 10 random songs
Yep.
and a kind of way to see like, okay, is this band actually good? Or is it just they have a couple hits that people enjoy? So like there's been like Foo Fighters, right?
Yeah.
Everyone likes the Foo Fighters, or at least their radio stuff. Franz made me listen to 15 of their deep tracks, and I did not really like them that much. Their hits are definitely better. But a band like Blue Oyster Cult, their deep cuts are fucking way better than like as much as I love like Godzilla and Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yep.
Some of the songs we heard were like better than those.
Gotcha.
And so it's just kind of like a fun thing to think about, like, whether or not they're any good. There's been some swings and misses, for sure.
I imagine
But there's
so.
also been some really good ones. And I want you to listen to fucking Tulio. And because this is just an excuse for me to get you to listen to my favorite band. Also do this, which is fun. So, okay. What song have you heard by Tool? Have you heard Schism? Have you heard...
Yes.
Schism's the only one you've heard?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so Schism is kind of what they're about, but not really.
Gotcha.
I can't explain. They're fucking weird, okay? They're weird. One of their songs is like 2.5 minutes, and it's German guy speaking, and it's just directions on how to make pot cookies.
I love that.
That's the whole song. Another song's called Hooker with a Penis. That's a great song.
It sounds like a good song.
It is a good song. And then there's another song which is about the fucking coast to coast call where this guy claimed that he was being targeted by the government, and he had information on 9/11, and he had information on Area 51 and all this shit. And in the middle, like while he was saying this, it was like a 1:20 call. Coast to Coast was like the Alex Jones of like before, he's just on the radio.
Yep.
And like as he was talking to them, their entire studio went out, and then they thought that it was just the
I've heard that
studio
before.
power that went up, but
Yeah.
it turns out their satellite turned off for a
Yeah.
minute,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, "That's
I think I've listened to that call before.
yeah, it's weird, but it's in that and it's cool." So anyway, they have 5 albums. I only have 1 song off their first album. I have 2 off their second, 2 off their third, which is supposed to be the greatest heavy metal album of the last like 30 years. It's called Lateralis. And then I picked 3 off their fourth album and 2 off their last album, which just came out. By the way, 10,000 Days, which is their fourth album, came out in 2006, and their last album came out last August. So they had a 13-year gap, torturing every one of their fans in between. Just,
I mean, that's
in
fair.
between. Yeah, it's that.
Why not?
What can you do? What? Are you going to have an album every 10 years? That's a little bit unrealistic.
Yeah,
but anyway.
All in the pursuit of good music, I guess.
So, here are our 10 tracks. Enema, Schism, Rosetta Stoned, Prison Sex, Descending, Eulogy, Right Into, Invincible, Lateralis, and 10,000 Days Part 2, which is my third favorite song of all time. These songs will be a mixture of heavy and weird and sad, and just, all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. All the stuff I enjoy.
But all in a interesting manner. So,
Awesome.
Let's stop dicking around and grabbing my headphones real quick. Let's quit our dicking around, and let's fucking jump right into it and listen to Enema. Okay, Josh, before you say, I know you want to say a lot right now, but I want you to know that I specifically curated this playlist for you. And I thought, a red-blooded American like Josh, liberty. What is one thing Josh hates? California. Let's give him a song that really fucking hates California, I guess.
That was honestly such a good fucking song.
Isn't that song fucking awesome?
It like, holy shit. I don't know if you've picked up on it, but like, I'm a sucker for songs that are in 6/8 time.
That's funny you say that because they're what's called prog metal. Mm-hmm. And prog metal, they do really weird time signatures. So like, there's one of their songs on here. It's going to be the second to last one we listen to. The time signatures swap from 9/8 to 8/8 to 7/8 back to 9/8 to 8/8 to 7/8 to like 7/4 to like 5/4. They have Schism has 164 different time signature changes in it. So if you could tell, they're doing. It's why people who don't like music that much, I'm not trying to sound like snobby or anything, like Tool, when you first listen to them, they're like intimidating because something is strange is going on, but you can't really figure it out at first.
Yeah, people who wouldn't know much about music, I feel like they would be intimidated because most songs that are on the radio now are just all in 4/4 time. Mm-hmm. Whereas I was like, oh shit, that's different, that's cool.
So okay, I do have one more question before we really get rolling on the song, but when you hear a song, do you listen for the vocals and the lyrics? Do you listen for the instruments, or can you balance both of them, or is one stronger than the other?
I feel like it depends on the style of music that I'm listening to. Like, for example, something like this, I feel like I was a lot more focused on the instruments as opposed to the lyrics. But then once I actually started reading the lyrics along with listening, I focused on the lyrics as well.
Understandable, yeah. I'm basically the same way, except I'm a little bit more like I focus on the instruments a majority of the time, but I get your point. So, you took your headphones off twice in this song just to tell me things. What'd you pick up on?
The fucking drummer is godly.
The greatest. He's the greatest. He's my favorite drummer of all time. His name's Danny Carey. He's a fucking madman. He's a beast. What was the second thing you picked up on?
I think I just said that the song was fucking awesome, didn't I?
The bassist.
Oh yeah, the bassist.
The bassist. His name's Justin Chancellor. He is. I listen to a lot of music, and picking up bass is really hard for me because, like, I hear the strings and I'm like, yeah, and then I hear a guitar, and then my mind just automatically moves over to the guitar. I don't know about you, but this is one band specifically that I hear the bass way more than I hear the guitar. And this isn't exactly one of his greatest guitar songs because Adam Jones, the guitarist, is really good guitarist, but he kind of plays, like, he plays his stuff, and it's not in the background necessarily, but him and the bassist play, like, equally. Whereas normally, you'd hear a guitarist, he'd be like 70% and then the bassist is 30.
Of course.
They play right off each other.
That's awesome.
And that's another reason why I fucking love this band. So give me tell me what your thoughts are on this song.
I thought it was a really good fucking song. Like, it generally takes a lot for me to listen to music and, like, actually bang my head a little bit. And I was the entire time listening to that. I just thought it was a damn good song.
What'd you think about the lyrics?
I thought they were fucking awesome.
They're fucking funny.
Yeah.
He's literally just saying, they're saying fuck you, and fuck you.
Yeah, I love that part where he was just like, fuck everybody.
Fuck L. Ron Hubbard. He goes to talk about L. Ron Hubbard to people with tattoos. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck you too. He's like, I want LA to fucking go into the sea along with every single person who lives there. I just fucking love this song. So on a scale of 5 stars, what would you give this song? I would give this song a 5, but I knew that going into it.
I feel like I would too. That was
You're
a
gonna
damn
give
good
this song a 5?
Yeah.
Well then, if you like that, then you're gonna love the next couple songs.
Awesome.
All right, so the next song is Schism. And I know you've probably heard this song, but you've probably never really actively like sat there and listened to it and tried to pick up on everything.
No, I haven't. It's just always been playing in the background.
If you like weird time signatures, you're going to fucking love this song. So let's check out Schism. So what'd you think?
Well, that was badass too.
What'd you like specifically about it?
I really liked that whole wacky time signature thing again.
Could you tell the craziness that was going on?
Yeah, that was fucking insane. I don't know how the hell they even did that shit.
What was the standout for you?
Honestly, again, I was listening to the bassist.
Because that's one of the sickest bass lines of all time. It's fucking. You would think it's a guitar playing it. I always thought it was a guitar, but no, that's all fucking bassist. Just going. He's like,
I'll absolutely balls to the fucking wall.
He's like, guys, I'll take it from here and just you follow my lead. Okay, so I do want to mention one thing. When they make their music, the singer they all write their own individual parts, right? Mm-hmm. So the singer doesn't even touch or listen or do anything with any part of the song until all of the music is done, and then he adds his own vocals and lyrics on top of the music that's already been made. That's awesome. He basically just says, you guys do what you have to do. So you know how a normal band would be like, oh, I have some lyrics, and then they sing it, and then the band finds a way to play behind it or whatever.
Yeah.
He knows that as talented as he is, Tool's really more instrument based. He's like, I'll figure out what I have to figure out. He's like, after you guys do this, he's like, and I'll play off you.
And he does a damn good job finding...
Really fucking good job, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like his lyrics are subpar, to say the least. They're
excellent.
Shit. Yeah.
So, you've heard the song before, obviously, but you, like you said, you've never listened to it, like, as actively as you did then. Did you notice a big difference in between just having it playing on the radio versus sitting there with headphones and... Yeah. And do you see why you were like, let's just watch on the TV? I was like, no, use headphones. Yeah. It makes a difference.
It really does, honestly.
You can pick up on all like the bits of production, the intricacies, like the way it kind of moves from one ear to the other, like the bass line and stuff.
Yeah.
Headphones definitely make a huge fucking difference when you listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, 5 stars, what would you give them? Or what would you give this song?
I feel like just because I feel like I enjoyed this song more than I enjoyed the first one. Not by much, but a little bit. So I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to give the first song 4.5. And I'm going to give this one 5. I would give this song a 5 too. Every song that you listen to, I'm pretty much going to give a 5, except for maybe one. I'm going to give it a 4.5. Because I mean, these guys are my favorite band. I fucking love everything they do. But this is by far their most popular song. And this is like, it's in my top 10 favorites, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as like their top like 5 songs, which all of my top 5 songs I have in here. Mm-hmm. They are just out of this fucking world in difference in like quality and shit. So I love this song, but I don't love it as much as I love some of their other ones. But I mean, there's a reason why this song's popular. And it's because this song kicks fucking ass. It really does. Yeah.
100%. There's no getting around it. The drummer is insane. The bassist, the guitar, the vocals, everything about this song is like, it's like exactly what you would want prog metal to be. And that's just fucking how they do it, I guess. All right. So, do you have any other comments on this song?
It was just badass, honestly. That's really it.
See, the reason why I wanted to do Tool was because I wanted to see like your reaction to like these songs I've been listening to forever. That's why I watch those stupid react videos on YouTube where it's like two black hip hop guys listen to Sultans of Swing for the first time. And because you see like how happy they're like, wow, this is a great song. How could I've never heard this before? I'm like, yes, that's right. Fuck yeah, that's yes. Awesome. And so seeing you fucking like when like the song changes and I just see your eyebrows raised, like, what the fuck was that? It's just I go, yes, I love it. But all right, sick. So let's move on to our next song, which is Rosetta Stone. This song is 12 minutes long.
Okay.
The lyrics are about a guy doing DMT and then being abducted by aliens. So, if there's any song you want to focus on the lyrics on, it's this one. Okay. If there's any song you want to focus on, this is my second favorite Tool song of all time. And does the song sound kind of crazy from what I told you?
Yes.
Nothing's going to prepare you for how fucking batshit insane this song is. I promise you. The music is the weirdest shit you'll ever hear in your life. The vocals are crazy, but it's so good. All right, so let's check out Rosetta Stone.
Wow. That was fucking insane. That is the only way that I can honestly describe that song, was just fucking insane.
Pure insanity. It's like watching The Joker. And it's just literally... There's only so much you can say about it. It's fucking crazy.
It was crazy, but I fucking loved it.
Isn't it awesome?
I loved how the guitar sounded almost inhuman throughout it. Like, it sounded like a fucking alien screaming. I loved how the drums almost sounded like a fucking, like, ritual almost. You know, like that tribal fucking sound.
Like a ayahuasca tribe thing, yeah.
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 Fucking nuts.
And the bass lines kind of makes your brain go a little crazy. It's like,
yeah, I like fucking, there was a couple times where I just zoned out and I was like, oh shit.
No, that's exact.
Yeah.
And the lyrics also, they're crazy. They're really cool. Like the imagery, like he paints like a vision in your head of like to where like if you close your eyes, you see like a movie in front of you.
Yeah, but no, definitely listening to the lyrics, I could, and like reading them, I could definitely tell the story. Like, of the part where he actually got abducted, and then like especially the thereafter where like you could tell he was going fucking insane because he was like, I don't fucking know what to do. I just got abducted by fucking aliens.
The best part of the entire song is me, the chosen one. They chose me. I didn't even graduate from fucking high school.
Yeah,
it's just like what am I? Why am I important?
Yeah,
because it's crazy. But the lyrics are really cool, and they paint like the vision head, but also it's fucking hilarious. Like at the end where he's like, born to bear the reasons why, the details of her ending, to write it down for the world to see. He's like, but I forgot my pen. He's like, and then I shit my pants. And that's like typical. Like, I shit my pants.
Yeah, no, like you could definitely tell that, like, you know, he thought that he got abducted by aliens, but at the same time, like some of the shit, you could tell that he was just like a dirtbag, you know what I mean, and that it was just all the DMT. It wasn't that he was actually abducted.
Yeah, exactly. That and the song, it's 11 and a half minutes long, but it's so crazy that it really keeps you like thoroughly engaged for all 11 minutes because it's just so like that. I love long songs, right? Like I love like 8, 9, 10, 11, 15-minute songs even.
Yeah.
But it's a double-edged sword because if you have a 15-minute song that loses you for even a minute, it will ruin the entire song.
Because you're like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. So if you make a song this long, it's got to be good throughout, and it's got to be fucking something special. And this song completely nails that for me. I fucking love this song.
I definitely agree with you there.
This is a great, crazy song. This is a 5-star song, fucking through and through.
Yeah, same here.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, just very good.
All right, so the next song, so this was off their 4th album, and so the first song we listened to was off their 2nd album. You can tell it's more heavy than it is proggy. The second song, Schism, was off their 3rd album. Definitely leans more into the prog.
Yep.
And now this one, you can tell, is just bananas.
Yeah.
So you can kind of tell, like, with each album, they're really changing. Like, they're going more and more into the craziness a little bit. So their first album, it still has a bit of, like, the progginess to it, but the first album was just really heavy.
Yeah,
mostly.
but I mean, that makes sense because it's their first album, so they want to find something.
Find their sound first before they
try to do anything crazy, because then, I mean, if you do crazy shit, what are the chances that people are actually going to listen to it at first?
No, exactly, yeah. And I mean, so this next song is called Prison Sex, and you're going to read the lyrics and you're going to know exactly what this song is about. And
all right.
I'm interested for you to be a little bit creeped out here.
All right, sounds good. That song was fucked.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I definitely understood the whole story, but holy shit, that was dark.
Yeah, that's one of the scariest songs I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what he was thinking when he fucking wrote that.
I think he was like, let's make people a little queasy.
Uncomfortable.
Let's make some people queasy and uncomfortable. That sounds like a fun plan for a song.
I mean, that definitely would trigger a few minds, that's for sure.
But what'd you think about the actual song?
I thought the music was good. Lyrics were dark as fuck. Honestly.
Performed well.
Yeah, they performed very well, but just holy shit.
So, do you see my point from what I said before? Like, they definitely their sound changes like throughout, and that this was their first run of it.
Yeah,
and you could tell like the difference in it. Different bassist too. This bassist, he was good, but I don't think he's as good as Justin Chancellor. But the bass line in this song does kick ass. Like,
it is good. Yeah. I don't think he is good as Justin Chancellor. You said it was. Yeah. I agree with you there. But yeah, definitely could understand the whole story and everything.
All right, so that song, there's just not too much that can be said about that song. It's just interesting, creepy, very creepy.
It's scary, horrifying.
But good.
Yeah.
Good. Nonetheless, it's good.
Good song.
That song, wow. I love that song, but I'm not going to give that. I'd give that song probably 4.5 stars, but that is.
I'd give that one a 4. Just because it was performed well, but holy shit, was it ever dark.
Okay, so the next song we're listening to is their most prog song.
Okay.
It is called Descending. It's 15.5 minutes long.
Holy shit.
And it's not that heavy. There is one very heavy part in it.
Okay.
That lasts like a minute, and that part really kicks ass. But this song is mostly a masterwork in music and production. There's not a lot of vocals in it. There's a good amount, but it's heavily music based. Cool. So I'm excited for you to hear this one because this song came off their last album. Their last album wasn't very heavy at all. It was basically all just prog. But this song kicks ass. So let's check out Descending. Okay, so you have a good theory as to this song is about like the end of the world, and the whole musical section is the one last hurrah, and then it's just waves and stuff at the end. I mean, they're all gone or whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've listened to this song 1,000 times. I've never really picked up on the meaning to it because the music and everything just gets me so excited that this is one song. Plus, I mean, this album came out less than a year ago, so I haven't been able to deep dive as much into this stuff as I have, like, listening to 10,000 Days my entire life.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I think you're right. It definitely has that. How would you explain it?
Well, like, I feel like it's like, that, the biblical, like, the end of the world type shit where, like, you know, they're talking about how the human race has all gone to shit. So the world's ending. And then that whole musical section is like, you know, the last of the humans surviving. And then at the end where it's all just waves and wind and shit, everybody's gone. Do
you think it's supposed to mean like, you know, come on, dogs. Goddamn. Do you think like the whole musical section with all like kind of like how it gets like pretty heavy and stuff near the end of it, think it's like actual Judgment Day and like they're coming down and just like taking the good people away and killing all the bad people?
Yes.
Or do you think it's just how like the way it's just gonna end?
I think it's like the whole biblical story with the rapture and the Judgment Day and all that shit.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, that
because like, you know, listening to the lyrics, you could tell that like the way that it was worded, like there was regret in the way that he was singing. You know what I mean? Like I should have been a better person, so then that way.
Where he says like, stir us from our wanton slumber, mitigate our ruins, and call us all to arms in order and stuff. Yeah, no, you're definitely right that. And especially like how the final singing verse is him going like, is the heaviest part of the song. Yeah. And it's one of the only heavy, really like kind of heavy parts on this album. Because as you could tell with the whole how they progress through each album, this is much different than any of the other songs by far. And it really shows like fucking like the last part where he gets really heavy singing, it's kind of like this is it.
Yeah, like that's
Like it's
fucking
like
go
war.
time.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
fucking
mean?
it's time to cut
Yeah.
our losses, sort of thing. And I love that song. I love all the instruments so much. But my favorite part is that final verse where he's singing, where he just screams like "Sound the dread alarm through our primal bio." I just gets me so amped up. Makes me want to run through a brick fucking wall. But so, what'd you think about the music of it?
I thought the music was really good, but I was focused more on the lyrics for this one than I was for the.
Even, at least while the lyrics were there.
Yes, yeah. While the lyrics were there, and just really trying to focus on the story of the song as opposed to listening.
So when I told you to close your eyes and just sit there and just let it wash through, how was that? Did that enhance it?
That was cool as fuck because there was that, like I said, that when I was listening, there was that one part where you could hear it through one ear, and then it would like pass through your mind, and then come out the other, and then come back through, and I was like, holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah. I never really gave the production value of songs quite enough credit until I started really listening to a lot more music. And when you start to hear good production, it makes such a huge difference as compared to like shitty production.
Oh yeah.
To where like, you know, there's some songs you listen to where every instrument is in both sides of the headphones. But then there's other stuff you listen to like this where like bass and drums are on one and guitar and singing's on the other. And then they like flow in and they swap and they move around and shit. It just makes the whole experience of listening to it just that much better.
You know, you listen to the songs that are popular today, and you know almost every song is about getting fucked up or fucking whores or you know doing stupid shit and going to parties, and then you listen to some shit like this, and it's honestly so sad that this deeper stuff isn't what's popular, but it makes sense at the same time because people are too fucking dumb to understand the message of these songs.
That, and in a way too, like I kind of get it. Like if you just want to, you know, fuck around and have fun and stuff, why would you want to listen to a song that's literally about the end of the world and it's 14 minutes long, and in 8 of those minutes there's no vocals whatsoever.
Yeah.
And when there are vocals, he's like drifting.
But even just listening to the instrumental portion of it, you can still pick up on the story of what's going on.
And that's where you can tell you're great musicians from the not so great, is when the lyrics don't tell the full story. Like the music itself is the story and the vocals are like the narration to it. And I fucking love this song.
Yeah.
This is a great fucking song.
Yeah, I'd give this song a 5-star.
Me too. Okay, so our next song is called Eulogy. This song is one of their popular songs. They're hardcore fans. This is one of their favorites. And I never really listened to the song up until like, you know, a little less than a year ago. And I listened to it once, and I literally was sitting in the car outside of my job, mad at myself that I've never listened to this song before, because this song is fucking incredible. And lyrically speaking, this might be your favorite song lyrically. It has one of my favorite, if not my favorite, vocal lines of all time in it. And it's kind of about Scientology, but it's also about religion and stuff. And it's how like fucking false prophets and fake martyrs and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
And the lyrics are very, very good. The music itself is great too. This is a heavier song, but the lyrics themselves are fucking flawless. So let's check out Eulogy. So, Josh, what'd you think of the lyrics?
I thought the lyrics were kind of cool. Definitely picked up on the message there.
Yeah, if he kind of makes it known towards the end.
Pretty obvious.
That one line gives me goosebumps every single time I hear it. Where he says, badass. "Come down, get off your fucking cross. We need the fucking space to nail the next fool martyr." Dude, that's just the most heavy metal line I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
So when you hear that song, what is the big picture for you? And afterwards, I'll give you what I think the big picture is.
My big picture of it is fucking grifting people who act like they're so high and mighty and above everyone else, and act like they're so smart and they have so much to say, but really they're not saying anything at all. So like that moment where he goes, he had a lot to say, he had a lot of nothing to say. It's kind of like, you know, those people where they'll go off on these, which I mean, I know I do from time to time, but in a lesser extent to what he's talking about. Like these people go off on these huge tangents, huge speeches, but then when you really boil it down, they didn't say anything different or new. They just said the exact same thing. They just tried to mask it by saying it louder, stronger, and maybe use different words. But really, at the end of the day, they're saying the exact same thing. What they're saying is fucking meaningless. But they want to have the power over you, so they're going to pretend like they're so much smarter. That's what I get from that song. Definitely in the religious aspect of like these fucking people who are like these religious leaders. Like he specifically talked about Scientology, I think, but it also goes for all religions to him. So he's talking about how like they act like they're so high and mighty and that they're willing to do all of these things and that they're willing to die for God, but like
They're just,
then they're called out on it and they cry when they're about to die. Or like that's why he says, why are you so surprised that you said that you would die for us, so why are you surprised that you're hearing your own eulogy? Because it's talking about like false martyrs, false prophets, false gods. And I'm not a religious person, so I mean I definitely can 100% see his point. I know you are somewhat of a religious person, more so than me at least.
Yeah.
So what did you think of this?
I honestly thought it was right around like ballpark the same idea that you had. Because, you know, there are people out there in this world that, you know, act like they're the fucking second coming of Jesus.
Like that Joel Osteen,
Yeah.
who gets fucking like millions and millions of dollars a year doing these televangelist specials, but then during a hurricane he wouldn't even open his doors to the homeless.
Yeah.
He wouldn't open his doors to anybody. He just locked it down for himself. That
And
sort of
I
thing.
think I also agree that it's you know, he does use it as like when he's singing, it is about like religion and stuff. But honestly, you could argue the point that it's about all of humanity, about how people
100%, yeah.
about how people, you know, say all this shit and then when it's time to act, they don't do it. Because
100%,
you know, we talk about it all the time, fake ass people that, you know, say shit to try to act like they're good people when in all actuality
It's like someone who says like, if I see that guy, I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yeah.
Then he sees him and everyone's like, so go over there and kick his ass. He goes, no, I'm not gonna cause a scene.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, all right. That's exactly. So yeah, no, 100%. It definitely has the religious themes of it, but the religious themes also, because I mean, like you know, in every book, every archetype is based on biblical figures.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean every book's biblical. But they do use those biblical figure and analogy archetypes because that's how storytelling is made.
Yeah.
So in this, yes, he is railing against these people in a religious tone, but it doesn't necessarily have to be about religion. It could be about anything, just using this archetype for it.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, you're 100% right. What did you think of the song itself, though? Like the instruments and music and everything?
I thought the music was really good. It was definitely one of their more heavy songs.
For sure, especially near the end. Yeah. What do you think about the beginning? It goes like beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. Because I can't listen to the song at home because every time I turn it on and Alyssa hears that beep beep, she freaks the fuck out. She goes, I can't hear this. It hurts my ears. I go, but just listen to the rest of it. She's like,
I
no.
thought it was cool. You know, I didn't really know what to think of it, if that makes sense, because I was just like, oh, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like it's really all.
Yeah, I don't know
say.
what instrument it is or what anything. I have no idea what it is, but to me, the first couple times I listened to it, I was a little bit confused by it, but now like it definitely for me like it fits in when I listen to it, so I'm fine with it. But I can definitely see how it would be annoying. Especially because it does go on for like a minute and a half, so I can see how some people would be annoyed by that. But
Yeah. I wasn't necessarily annoyed by it. I was more intrigued by it because I was like, wait, what the, you know what I mean? What is that?
No.
Because you don't generally hear that sound in music itself.
Especially not for a prolonged period of time. Especially like going along with the bass because they go like beep beep and then you hear do 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 beep beep do 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 beep beep. Yeah. All right, so our next song is off 10,000 Days. It is called what'd you say, John?
We never rated it.
Oh, we never rated it. Okay, what would you give it?
I'd give it a 5-star.
Yeah, 5-star for me. Okay, so this next song is called Right in Two. So 10,000 Days, the title 10,000 Days, which is the album, is his mom was paralyzed and died.
Okay.
But she was paralyzed for like around 10,000 days. So this whole album, normally when he makes music, it's not very personal to him. Like, some songs are pretty personal to him, but he saves that for like Pussifer and A Perfect Circle, like his different bands. He'll do personal songs.
Yeah.
Tool, he never does personal songs. This album, he had a couple personal songs on it because his mom died and she was obviously really important to him.
Yeah.
And his mom was very, 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 very religious, like extremely religious. And he always argued religion with her and hated religion because she loved it so much. He's like, if there's a God, why did he fucking ruin your life like this?
Yeah.
So he has a lot of aggression and anger towards religion in a majority of his songs, because a lot of his songs are about biblical themes and how he thinks religion is stupid. This album, though, he takes on religion in a sense of that he learned how to understand it, and his problems turned with, because like in this song's called Right in Two.
Yep.
It's more of like he's like he admits like there may be a God, there may be this and that, but like the people who are lived by God, or the people that God chose or whatever, like they're not good people. And this song, that's kind of a very simplified example of it. I'm not going to explain all of it, but when you hear it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is Right in Two.
That was a really good song.
That's a great song, isn't it?
I really liked the message of the song, which for me, I felt like it was almost like he's talking about the people that do shitty things in the name of God, and how we have to, like, the right in two part, I feel like was him saying that we need to separate ourselves from God for the aspects of, like, you know, so that we don't do these shitty things or have these shitty beliefs because God said so.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
I think the Right in Two is, from the beginning, he says, don't these monkeys know that Eden has enough to go around? It's more along the thing of like somebody has something and the other person will take it, or at least take half of it. So that's why he says, given thumbs they forge a blade, cut it right in two. So it's like they basically, you know, someone has something and some guy goes, well, I want that. He goes, well, it's mine. So he comes by, breaks it, takes half of it, and just fucking runs along. Just because he doesn't want someone else to have it when he doesn't. So I think it definitely goes along with that. I think it's... So I talked to you right before we started. I was like, there's going to be a crazy instrument in there that you're not going to expect, and they're going to do a solo with it. So what'd you think about the bongo solo?
The fucking bongos I thought were really cool because, you know, like he was talking about monkeys and like you get like that primal feeling with the bongos. And I just thought it really fit together well.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They added the bongos as sort of thing because it's about like primitive beings. Yeah, he's literally talking about monkeys and how monkeys are so primitive. So like the drums don't come in until the very end. And then they just do a bongo solo to really give you that like Eastern feel of like life beginning or whatever. Yeah. And this is like their instrument. So instead of the drums at the end, which they go into fucking overdrive, it's just the dum 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 dum. Like, yeah. And I just
and the bongo solo itself I thought was like really cool.
You wouldn't expect the bongo solo to sound cool like that. Yeah. And especially like the way he's doing it, like dum 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 dum, like he just like hitting the side of it, the top of it, the edge part of it. Just you wouldn't think with a bongo you can make it do all these different sounds, but this is why I don't get paid to make music because I have nowhere near the talent these fucking people do, and I never will.
But then again, there are people who get paid more than these motherfuckers do, and they make more money than them.
Yeah, and they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They should, dicks. All right, so what would you give this song?
I'd give it a 5-star. I thought it was good.
Good man. Okay, so our next song is called Invincible. It's off their last album that came out. It's pretty, if you haven't noticed, a lot of these songs are pretty long. This song, it doesn't really have a crazy message. This song's mostly about them coming back after 11 years. Okay. And how, like, they're fighting to, like, come back, or 13 years, how, like, they're fighting to come back or whatever and make sure they're remembered or whatever. So it doesn't have some crazy fucking theme to it, like Right in Two or Rosetta Stone. It's kind of, like, about them. But it's really good. And if you haven't noticed, they're not a very guitar-oriented band.
No,
Like, the
they're
guitar isn't doing crazy solos all the time. It's not like Metallica or Avenged Sevenfold.
Mm-hmm.
This album, though, it really seemed like Adam Jones, who's the guitarist, really wanted to leave his mark.
Yep.
So this is possibly the best guitar song in their entire library.
Okay.
And it's good. I fucking love this song. So let's check out Invincible. So what'd you think?
So for this song, I definitely, from what I picked up from it, was he was basically saying that this is like his fucking final hoorah. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm getting fucking old, guys.
What do you want from me? Yeah. I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah.
But no, it's really cool because it shows like I'm just speaking about the lyrics right now, but it's cool. It shows the like the insecurity kind of like, because like it's kind of like a really good movie that's people are dying for a sequel for, right?
Yeah.
And you don't make a sequel for like 15 years, but then you do, and it's like the whole time you're making it, it's like people, they put us up on such this legendary pedestal that like, I don't know what we can do to really,
and he's
like where he goes, false
I'm
hope,
just
perhaps.
a human too.
Yeah.
I feel like is a big message of the song is I'm human. You know what I mean? I'm getting old. I can't keep doing this shit.
But it's also cool when he goes like false hope perhaps, but the truth never got my way. So it's kind of like he may be lying to himself, but he's going to fucking go for it anyway and try to do the best he can and all this stuff. I just think that's one of their most straightforward kind of like rock songs. I mean, it does have the prog elements to it and it's really long and stuff, but that song's mostly just like a rock song. And the guitar definitely, if you couldn't tell, makes its imprint on it. Yeah. The drums especially too, and the bass obviously, of course. But that's a very good guitar song, and I fucking love that song. I think that is a fantastic song, and
it is a very good song.
Love it, absolutely love it. Everything about it.
5 stars.
5, good man. Okay, so the next song is called Lateralis.
Okay.
This has been voted as the greatest heavy metal song of the last like 30 years.
All right.
It is written according to the Fibonacci sequence. You know what the Fibonacci sequence is, right?
I feel like you've told me before.
It's 1 + 1 = 2, and then 2 + 1 = 3, and then 3 + 2 = 5, and then 5 + 3 = 8, and then 8 + 5. So it's like you add 2 numbers, and they equal, and then you take the sum and the last number you added. So 1 + 1 = 2, and then you go 2, and then the 1.
Yep.
And so the time signature goes 988878, which is like 987 is a Fibonacci number. The lyrics are sorted. It goes like 1 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8.
That's cool.
And the song, it talks about a spiral because when you put the Fibonacci sequence into a graph, it forms a spiral, and like flowers, right? Yep. Flowers are according to the Fibonacci sequence. Like that's how their leaves come out and stuff. And this song's fucking crazy, and it's really good. And I'm very excited for you to listen to it. So let's check it out. Joshua, what did you think of this song?
I'm speechless. I was just, I feel like a broken record here, but it was just a fucking good song.
Do you see why this song gets heaped so much praise now?
Yes, I do. Definitely understood the message to this one. It was very clear again. It was, for me, I feel like it was about not being afraid to be the outlier. And, because so many people are just so fucking simple. And, why not be that one guy who wants to be different and wants to explore different avenues. And, I feel like that is a really good song for the heavy metal scene because it is a counterculture to society today. A majority of people don't listen to this kind of music, as sad as it is, and I feel like it's a really good song that conveys a message for heavy metal itself.
I've never thought of it that way, but I think you're 100% right. 100, yeah, no, that's a really good point actually, because heavy metal is kind of a counterculture, really, when it comes to the main music scene, and it's basically telling you it's fine to be a little bit different. Enjoy, do what you want, enjoy it, and fuck everything else. So what'd you think about the music to it?
It was honestly like really trippy.
It puts you kind of in a trance, like it's hypnotizing for sure. Especially Matt, listen to the song "High" and tell me how it feels.
I can only imagine.
It's it it's its own thing. Nothing could ever be this. No. Just this. For sure.
And if something did try to be this, I don't feel like it could be nearly as good, and I feel like people would pick up on it very quick that they were just trying to copy this.
So we have one song left, and the next song is my personal third favorite song of all time. But as of now, what do you think's the best song we listened to so far? Would you say this one?
I would have to say this one. It was just a cool fucking song.
Yeah. And we watched the video explaining the Fibonacci in it and everything. It really is just incredible how they could manage that with, you know what I mean? How they could manage all that and still, they could do all of these things to give the song like a meaning or whatever, but they make the song sound good while doing it. Very, very good while doing it.
Yeah, because they could have easily fucked this up.
Easily. In fact, it would have been a lot easier to fuck it up than to do that.
Yeah.
Do what they did with it, for sure. It's it's incredible. I love this song. I can't say enough good things about this song, but I fucking love this song. This, of all the songs I've listened to so far, my favorite is Rosetta Stone, but this one is so close. So close. Like, I really understand why it's so great. Why people love it so much. It's just the most unique song I've ever heard, ever. And I fucking love it. Okay, so our next song is called 10,000 Days. It is, in the way that I told you before, that like right into and the album 10,000 Days were more personal songs towards him in a way. This is the most personal song he's ever written. This is about his mother dying. And once again, the lyrics are very important, but the music and everything is also very important. What's cool about this song is that the song, I'm pretty sure it's 11 minutes and 28 seconds. It's called 10,000 Days, Wings for Marie Part 2. So Wings for Marie, which is part 1 of the song, is like 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Yep. And then there's another song later on, it's called Virginity Trees, which is 5 minutes and 13 seconds or whatever. But Virginity Trees and Wings for Marie, if you put them together, they're the same amount of time that 10,000 Days is. And if you play them all at the same time, you play 10,000 Days, you start off 10,000 Days of Virginity Trees at the same time, and then as soon as Virginity Trees ends, you play Wings for Marie Part 1, it forms one song. That's made up cool. Of 3 different songs. And that version is unbelievable, fantastic, one of the greatest things ever recorded. But as of right now, we're just going to listen to the main regular song because you're not going to really pick up on the different parts of different songs that add in to make one full one.
Okay.
So let's check out 10,000 Days. Speechless. That's how I get every time. I literally, every time I hear this song, I have goosebumps for the entire thing.
Just amazing, honestly. Just, wow. You know, like, just sometimes you just don't know what to fucking say. And, you know, I know that we've been sticking to this theme of, like, analyzing the meanings of these songs and stuff. And this one, I feel like, is just about how, like, you know, I know how you mentioned earlier about how, you know, his mom was, like, super religious. And, like, you know, I feel like this song he's really saying, like, you know, if it really is that message of if there is a God out there.
You made it?
Yeah, and why did he put you through this shit? You know what I mean? And basically just, like,
saying if anybody earned their wings or whatever, it was you. And it's kind of like, it's really sad and obviously emotional and stuff, but he's also saying, like, you know, I can't think of it, but, like, he has a couple, like, really, really good lines. He's like, high is the way, but all eyes are upon the ground, and ignorant siblings in the congregation gather around, spewing sympathy.
I loved that.
It's,
you know,
none of them can even hold a candle up to you or whatever. Blinded by choices.
And another thing what he was saying, I think, was, you know, like, obviously he doesn't believe in that shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like he did make that very adamant in the song. But what he was saying was, you know, like, if, like, what his main point was, I don't believe in that shit. But if it is real, you're Christ-like almost. You know what I mean?
Because yeah, he even says like, what does he say? You were my. He says like a burden of proof tossed upon the non-believers, but then he says like, you were my witness, my eyes, my evidence.
Yeah.
Unconditional.
And I feel like he's saying, you know, like a lot of people.
He's saying like, I feel like he's saying like he hopes it's real because
and
of
he's
all
also
of her
saying,
suffering.
yeah.
He wants her to.
And he's also saying that there are so many people out there that, you know, and it's the same theme that he has throughout all of his songs, where there are some people out there that claim to be religious and are just pieces of shit. Then he goes, Mom wasn't one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that was the main purpose of that song.
100%. I don't know if you like this song more than you like Lateralis or not. I understand why more people think Lateralis is better than this song, but to me, the instruments, the lyrics, his vocal performance, what the song's about, the structure, the production, like the wind and the kind of like lightning in the background and the rain and everything. To me, this is just a perfect, flawless masterpiece of a song. And Lateralis is too. I can definitely see why people think, and I think
I feel like it's just it's so hard to rank his songs because they're all so fucking good. You know what I mean? I haven't heard a single one that I haven't enjoyed yet. And you know, I'm definitely the kind of person where when it's either watching a movie, reading a book, listening to music, you know, I like stuff that makes you think. And his music,
well, their music.
Yeah, well, yeah. And just their music really makes you think more than anything I've heard.
That's really a good way to put it. It really it challenges you. It really gives you something that you never would expect in a song.
For sure.
Just philosophy and theology and millions of things, along with one of the most talented bands ever. It's really just, it's a testament to them that, like, literally you could say it's really hard to rank these songs because, like, if any other band made this song, you'd say that's their best song. If any other band made Lateralis, you'd say that's their best song. Rosetta Stone, that's their best song. But when you realize, oh, one band made all of those, it's really a testament to how good they are. It's that, like, normal bands don't get one song as good as their most average song.
Good bands don't get it as, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I agree.
I completely put them on a higher pedestal than anything I've heard in my life.
This is why I picked them. I wasn't sure whether or not, because I know, and I don't know if you've really got into this yet, but this isn't your genre of music either. Like, you don't listen to this kind of thing. You listen to, like, Billy Joel and country music.
Yeah.
You don't listen to this kind of thing, and this shook you to the core.
It really did.
This is why, I mean, I just fucking love them. That's why I picked them. I was like, if I'm going over to Josh's house and we're going to do 10 songs, and it's going to be, like, different than, like, how me and Franz do it. It's a band like I know. I was like, I'm going to go all out and say, I want you to listen to the cream of the fucking crop. I want you to hear something that you would never expect, a different genre, and I just want, because this is my favorite band of all time, and that's my third favorite song of all time. And I wanted to just sit here and look at you and see how you would react to all of these things that I love.
Yeah. Honestly, thank you. It was really fun, and the music was fucking fantastic.
We've been doing this for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And honestly, you still, I expected, like, after, like, song 6, you're like, okay, let's kind of go quickly or whatever, wrap us up. You're like, oh, let's do it. Let's fucking listen to all of them. I fucking love it. I was like, holy shit. I'm very happy that you enjoyed this stuff. And you can see why probably right now. I'm not saying they're your favorite band of all time. You think they're the greatest band of all time, but can you see why they're my favorite?
They're damn good.
They're really fucking good. Really, really good. Everyone, the bassist, the drummer, the guitarist, the singer, they're all just ridiculous. Every 100%. One of them.
Just honestly, like, I know I've said a lot in this fucking 3 hours of listening to them, but just words can't even describe how good they are.
No, it's just one of those things you literally just have to sit there and devote. And if you just sit there and like you hear a song in the background, you're gonna think they're average or they're not that good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you sit there with headphones on and you devote all of your attention, like, I'm gonna listen to this, nothing else even compares to it. Mm-hmm. Literally, you can't get the emotional impact of that song along with the instruments and the feel of it and the production, everything. If you're just listening to it casually, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
If you sit there and devote, it literally can change your fucking life.
And, you know, I feel like that's why they aren't as popular as Ariana Grande or, you know, Ed Sheeran or somebody like that, because you cannot listen to this music in the background of doing something else, or you're just gonna be like, eh, you know, it was fine. Because, you know, like I said before, I listened to Schism and I was like, yeah, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But actually taking the time to listen to the lyrics and analyze the meanings and listen to the instrumentals and just everything else to do with these songs that this band produces, it's ridiculous to just how good they are.
I couldn't say it any better myself. Mm-hmm. I'm very happy that you enjoyed this band. You enjoyed them a lot more than I thought you were going to. So, what would you give this song out of stars rating?
5.
Well, the band itself.
5.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man. All right, so I guess that kind of wraps it up. When I get back I leave for vacation in less than 2 days, but when I get back, if you want to do another one, do something else, let me know.
Yeah,
oh,
for sure.
This is actually something I did want to ask you. Okay, so I know obviously we listen to 10 different songs and they're all 48 minutes long, but going through this playlist, what ones do you think you would add to like a playlist if you were doing something?
Damn, I feel like I'd add all of them. Honestly, they were just all so fucking good in their own ways. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Each like they all had that overlaying theme, but they all had their own things that you know made them stand out and made them damn good songs.
So do you understand why a lot of people say like every Tool song sounds different, but when you hear Tool, you know it's them? Like, you're not going to mistake them for anyone else. You know who 100%. It is.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they're just their own thing. So if you had to pick, say, your top 3. So we listened to Enema, which was Learn to Swim, Schism, Rosetta Stone, Prison Sex, Descending, Eulogy, Right in 2, Invincible, Lateralis, 10,000 Days. If you had to pick like 3 that you thought just blew everything else out. I know you go this song and Lateralis.
And probably Eulogy.
Eulogy?
Yeah.
I figured you were going to say Descending. But I fucking loved Eulogy, so that's fine with me.
I really liked Eulogy. Descending was good too. I'd probably put that at 4th.
You know what?
But then again, like I said before, it's so fucking hard to rank these.
Because, there's Right in 2 also. Mm-hmm. Then Invincible, and then Schism, and Rosetta Stone. They're just all of them. It's like... They're all so fucking good. Like, they're all 5 stars. Yeah. You just have to find out which one is, 5.1 versus which one's 5.2. Like, they're all just that fucking good. Mm-hmm. That's why when I did my top 10 songs of Tool, that was my first YouTube video I made. It was top 10 Tool songs. I would listen to each song 3 times. First time, I would write notes. Second time, I would write more notes. Third time, I would write my script while I listened to it. Mm-hmm. It was so fucking hard to decide which ones were my favorite. Yeah. Because you listen to 10 songs and you don't know which ones are better than the other. Listen to every one of their albums and then fucking tell me, because these aren't their only good songs. They have other songs that are just as good, if not better, than some of the songs I put on here, like 46 and 2 and The Grudge, Parabola. Like, they have other songs that are just as good, if not better, than some of the ones I put on here.
Damn.
It's fucking tough, but it's also fun because, I want a band that is so good that it's hard for me to decide what my favorite song is, rather than a band that sucks ass and has one good song. I go, well, obviously this one's the best.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that? I want to think a little bit. Overthinking, overanalyzing, and shit. You know.
Yeah. Just
Separates
like
the body from the mind. All right.
Exactly.
So, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
You have anything else?
No, I think I'm good. Just thank
Alrighty.
you for showing me this band.
You know what? You are absolutely welcome. When we go to Saratoga for the horse races, you want to listen to some of them?
Fuck yeah.
Let's do it.